We have a healthy cooking program. It's a whole foods, plant-based program, and we come right here to this very space, and we learn, especially national ethnic dishes. We may have how can one perform a healthy plant-based Mexican, or a Bangladeshi, or an Irish, or whatever particular group would be. That because we have a number of ethnic cultures that
Like there's a lot of work to be done, but it can be fun.
Yes.
And it can be community driven, and we can use young people and people of all ages.
Absolutely.
And this work actually can transform communities into the most vibrant and productive ones. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I know you will enjoy these sessions. I've been looking at the overview of what's taking place, and you've got a lot of exciting programs ahead of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate your
Thank
presence.
you.
Okay, well, welcome back. I hope everyone enjoyed that beautiful intro in working with Father David, and thank you, Father David, for all your time in putting together that intro. I want to remind everyone that this session is being recorded, and to also use the chat feature so that we can get all of your comments in real time. And really look at the impact of the thought leadership that is collected so far. We want to move to some intros. And before I introduce Sarah Walcott to do her pieces that are very integral to the program, I will remind everyone that this is a clear example of what can happen when people come together from different walks and faiths to look at a problem and look at solving it in a sustainable way, and making a program that's comprehensive, that's not just dealing with food, but food access and nutritional programming. So I just wanted to make that note. And again, I see in the chat, you're hungry now. Wait until we get to the food segment. So you're going to have to be wrestling with that. So on that note, Sarah Wolcott will be taking over from here. And I want to really thank the whole team and the efforts that were put into this collective movement of building this program and launching it. So Sarah, if you may.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you, Chef Alex. It's so great to listen to you and to be a part of this. Chef Alex and myself and Bob there. Do you want to raise your hand, Bob, just so people can see who you are? So your three major folks who have been designing this program together, Bob and Kelly. Kelly, I don't know if people can see, you can just like raise your hand. Bob and Kelly are both with the Interfaith Public Health Network. We have an intern, Sylvia Sabarin, who is with the NYU School of Public Health, who has also been helping us. And obviously, there's been many faith leaders in the community here. We also are really delighted to have Curtis with us, who's going to be helping us kind of dig deeper into some questions around the beloved community. So we've got a lot of folks on the team in the background to design this new program. And then of course there's all of you, and you are really who and what is going to make this program so special, is everyone who is joining us. And I'm sure that many people who are gathered have stories similar to Father David's and to the different churches here. There's some really, really excellent people who are doing some fabulous work on the ground right now. I've been living in the Bronx for a couple years and had the pleasure of knowing several of you. And there's a really amazing amount of work being done. And of course, there's always room for improvement. I'm an eco-theologian and a minister, and most of my work is doing interfaith work, and it's around sustainability, both in terms of food, but usually more generally in terms of climate change. So I'm going to be doing some translation between helping with thinking about translations with different faith and how to translate some of these ideas around mindfulness to different faith traditions. Mostly the people who are currently registered, we mostly have a largely Christian and Catholic group of people here. We do have some Muslim participants and some participants who identify as like spiritual, but not necessarily in a particular tradition. All of those perspectives are really welcome. You're going to have opportunities throughout this program to work in small groups. And I really hope that you'll use those opportunities to learn from one another and how your different faith traditions have something to really give and to offer to this experience of mindful eating and to this experience of enabling and working towards larger change to create healthy communities. And we're going to kind of we'll go through some of the more details in the program as we go on. We want to move into introductions because, as I said, I really want everyone to have a chance to speak today. We don't have a whole lot of time, so we're going to be asking people to keep those introductions to about 1 minute each, which is just absolutely like very, very painful given how cool everyone is here and how much you have to say. We were overbooked for this course. And so we just have to, that today we're just very briefly sketching the surface of how amazing you are and the questions that you bring. And as we go further into the course, we're going to have lots of opportunities for, as I said, small groups and getting to know each other better. In our experience, and certainly in my experience, small groups are absolutely essential to enabling us to grow in the life of the Spirit, and as well as in making any kind of behavioral changes that we want to be making. I guess the only thing I just want to say really quickly about mindfulness is that when I think about mindfulness and I translate that into, say, the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible, then I think of that very first passage when God's breath moves across the face of the waters. And the Hebrew word there for breath is ruach. And ruach is also in the same later on in Genesis when God breathes into the human being. He breathes a breath of life into the human being. He breathes that ruach into the human being. And that the first act of mindfulness usually is breathing. And that every time we're breathing, and every time we call attention to our breath, we are calling our attention to the breath of the divine, because that is the breath that has been breathed into us. And you have something similar, a similar notion in Islam, nafas al-Rahman, the breath of the merciful. And it's a beautiful notion of like the thinking of calling God, the name of God as the merciful one. So the merciful one is breathing into us. And we can breathe out that, we can be a part of that breath of mercy in all of our actions, in our food choices, in everything that we are eating, in what we are buying, in how we are composting and throwing that food away. And that every fruit of the tree is itself sacred. And that every apple, every pomegranate, every banana, every vegetable that grows in the earth, every potato has within it the sacredness of all of life. And all of it was created within a divine order. And so to engage in these questions of mindful eating is to engage in this question of the sacredness of all of life. And that is what at stake, but that's also what we get to participate in. And that is, my hope for all of us is that we can grow closer in our relationship to the Spirit through the act of eating together, as has been said, through doing so both in community, but even if you are home alone and you can't eat with anyone else right now, then to know that just the very act of being with food is an act of being with a part of the greater creation. So on that note, I want to just give everyone a chance to introduce ourselves. we are having very short questions. We're gonna asking people to say, who are you? What is your name? Do you have an affiliation, a religious or organizational affiliation you want to share? And something that brought you into this program, and or something that might have been said so far that you're really resonating with. We're gonna put that into the chat. And I'm actually wondering if we can start. This is kind of random. I'm gonna call on people based on who's where on my screen. So first Sandra Jenkins, and then Lenise Streeter after that. And I'm gonna give you an advance warning, one person ahead, so you're not totally shocked.
Beautiful. Good evening, everyone. God bless you. My name is Sandra Jenkins. I'm a grandmother. I live in Mount Vernon, right on the border of the Bronx, but I'm in Mount Vernon. And I belong to the Church of God of Prophecy at 85 East 165th Street. That's in the Yankee Stadium area. And our pastor is Bishop Earl W. McKay. And I heard about this program through Bronx Health Reach, and it sounded exciting, so I'm glad I'm here.
Thank you. And Lenise and then Joetta. And if I mispronounce anyone's names, I already apologize.
Hi, I'm Lenise Lee Streeter. I'm a pastry chef, and I'm also a member of BCA Global. I've been with BCA Global for the past 16 years, working closely with Alex. I'm the volunteer director for our organization, and I have been a part of this mission with Alex from the beginning. Was very pleased to be there, was very pleased to meet Father David. I'm a Catholic also, and I go to St. Michael's Roman Catholic Church in Co-op City, where I reside.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joetta Brown. I am a member of Asbury United Methodist Church, which is in Mount Vernon, under the pastorship of the Reverend Harold Morris Sr. I reside in the Bronx, New York, in Morrisania. I'm very active in the community, and I received an email about the program, and I'm very interested because the Bronx is not 62. We want to work to get out of that designation, and we must work to get out of that designation. So I'm very interested, especially here in our community, where we do not have access to the fresh foods that we need. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Jane, and then Alicia Brewster.
But my name is Jane Smith. I'm from the Church of God of Prophecy. And Sister Sandra Jenkins, she's the one who introduced me to the program and sent me all the details. I have been a caterer all my life. Food is my business. And I'm retired now, but I still love to cook, and I love to cook healthy. And I was brought up with a mother who, what you put into your body was important, because your body is a temple of the living God. So you had to put everything that was right in it. And that was very given to me at a very early age. So I really grew up that. Even in my cooking, I always try to remember that at all times. Happy to be here with everyone, and it's very interesting, and glad to hear everything that was said already. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alicia Brewster, and like Jane, I'm very happy to be here. I was invited by Kelly Moltzen. We were in a Just Faith Sacred Lands program a couple of months back. I am in South Carolina, and I work for an organization here called Sustaining Way. And we are in a community that has been under-resourced for several decades. And we provide, one thing that we do is demonstrate sustainable gardening. So we have an urban garden, and we help community members with starting or maintaining their sustainable urban gardening. So we use all natural approaches to gardening. And I don't cook much, so that was one of the reasons that I wanted to be a part of this, is to really begin to practice what I know is good, and that's cooking with family and fellowshipping at the table and talking. And I have 3 children, so this is really important for me to begin practicing what I know is important.
Thank you. And Sheku, and then Luis Kelly.
Here.
Hi, I'm Eloise Kelly. I knew of the program through Bronx Health Reach through Lois Godfrey, and I'm a former food service manager for the Board of Ed. So, you know, food is a big business. I'm very much aware of food. I'm always willing to learn, and that's what I'm here to learn. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheku? Yeah.
Okay, my name is Chekwan. I'm with the Bronx Health Reach, and I'm also a member of the Muslim Islamic Community of America. It's a group of West African Muslims that's they use a lot of different cultures, food, and this is why I was invited with Bob invited me to this thing, but I'm very excited about being a part of it. And I had like what Father David said too, because it's a big issue with this African community, the way they're eating. And they always eat together. I know how it's important around Africa to eat together. So knowing how to get out the stress, the anxiety and all that is very important. And adapting what we are about to learn here now is very important for I can transmit it to the community so they know how to drop their stress out. And I'm a part of the campaign of the Not 62 campaign too, so I work a lot with that too. So trying to get healthy with the Bronx and working with this COVID-19 too, So I'm doing all that with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Victoria and then Daryl Williams.
Hi, my name is Victoria Rowley. I live in the Bronx and I came during because I'm very interested in food. I have always eaten very healthy because I'm from the southern state. So I would like to share my knowledge once I get into the program because I always eat healthy and I'm looking forward to work with each and everyone.
Okay, I'm Daryl. I'm retired. I'm retired from New York City probation. I've done work with Father David with doing outreach at the Horizon Juvenile Center. But because of the pandemic, we haven't done it. But also because of the pandemic, and I had some health issues, I'm mostly inside. So also because of the pandemic, I haven't been eating as healthy as I should. And when I saw this in the bulletin, I thought I need to kickstart myself, and then I can get out and help others, hopefully, with it.
Thanks for that, Daryl. I hear you saying the desire to help kickstart your health journey again after this pandemic period. I hope that this is helpful for that. Flora Goldstone and then Lorene.
Hi, my name is Flora Golston. I'm a member of Walker Memorial Baptist Church. My pastor is the Reverend Dr. Joe Albert Bush Sr. We're located at 120 East 169th Street in the Bronx. I also live in the Bronx. I'm a retired registered nurse. We try to cook healthy at our church. And I also believe in eating healthy and exercising. And through Kelly, I heard about this program and we just want to find out what's going on so we could try to encourage our church to do more of eating healthy and staying healthy. Glad to be here.
Good night. My name is Lorene Suazo, and I live in Mount Vernon. I'm a member of the Bronx Church, 85 East 165th Street, which is the Church of God of Prophecy, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Paula Roberts and then Jean Raskin.
Hi. So I'm Paula Roberts. I attend Trinity Episcopal Church, which is in the Morrisania section of the Bronx. I am retired and the former director of social work at New York Presbyterian Hospital. I found out about this program through Kelly and Bob. Really very happy to become involved with it. I work with some young people in Morrisania, and as I'm developing programs for the church and for the Episcopal Diocese, definitely this is an area that we've been looking at and that I'm most interested in. So I'm just really very happy to be a part of it so I can be able to further develop our programs. Thank you.
My name is Gene Rascone. I attend St. Simon and Jude Catholic Church in Huntington Beach, California. I live in Long Beach, California. I was invited, by Kelly, and basically, I love food, right? And but I'm also learning that I haven't been very respectful of food. And in a lot of ways, especially like for doing COVID, when you couldn't get access to some food, so that kind of really opened my eyes to the distribution of it and so forth. And so I'm involved with I'm a Catholic Franciscan, and I'm involved with the Sacred Lands Coalition and the Franciscan Action Network. So we're really looking at the relationship of food, economically, and then also for climate change, and obviously for our health, right? So that's why I'm here. So I'm glad to meet all of you. And my sweetheart is actually from the Bronx, so I feel right at home, because I detected some of those accents. Every once in a while, she'll let a word go, and I know she's not from California.
Yes, I understand that. Soothfen Ahmed and then Regina Howard Norman.
Hi, good evening. My name is Sutfan. I'm from Queens Village, Queens, close to Nassau. Sure, I love to eat a lot of food. So basically, I'm just here to know about a healthy foods. And Sylvia is one of my good friend who is intro me to this group actually. And thanks to Sylvia, I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Regina Howard Norman, and I am a member of Walker Memorial Baptist Church with Flora Goldston. And I'm interested in what we're doing now because I've worked with Kelly also with Bronx Health Reach, and at one point served as a co-coordinator at Walker Memorial Baptist Church. But more than that, I grew up with my grandmother and part of my life, and she cooked food from scratch. So everything was like homemade, and maybe a couple of things, maybe like the corn muffins or something like that was out the box. But she taught me how to pick produce, how to pick the best fish. And now I look at the food insecurities and the food disparities and the access to produce and things like that in my community. And I was born and raised in the Bronx, and for the life of me, it bothers me about the lack of access to healthy food options, but not the lack of access to fast food restaurants, and how they censor the junk, the processed foods right in your face, but you got to search for the good stuff. So I'm really interested in the healthy eating, the communal sitting around the dinner table, and I'm looking forward to what this program will provide, something I could take back to my church, as well as to the people in my different circles.
Thank you. And I have, it says David's iPhone, and then after that, Rosie Paulino.
Hi, everybody. I'm pretty sure you can't see me right now, but my name is David Braxton, and I've been born in the Bronx all my life, and I currently go to St. Helena's Church. I've been going there all my life, and I actually attended the elementary school there, and I'm proud to be a part of that church, and I'm really proud to be a part of this class because I like to learn. I'm not much of a cook myself, but I would actually love to learn how to cook healthy and learn to eat healthy, especially for my family. And I'm currently employed in Montefiore, New Rochelle as a patient access representative. And I'm really interested in this course, and I really like to learn a lot. And I really like to get to know all of you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Rosie Pablino. I am from Waterline International. I'm working as a caseworker and assistant director of the program. Also, a college student in sociology. And to me, it's really significant to take this class because I believe that from this training, I will get a lot of information that maybe I can help my community better.
Thank you, Rosie.
You're welcome.
Victoria and then Christina.
Hi, good evening. I found out about this program through Kelly, and I am excited to learn about it on a personal level. I attend the Riverside Church and I'm on the church council and representing the Mission and Social Justice Commission. And I think this would be something that the communities that the Social Justice Commission serves and that the campus that Riverside serves through our food pantry, this might be something that could be important to the communities that we serve, as well as the congregation. So I'm excited to learn more about it and excited to be here. Thank you.
Everyone, Christina Battaraco. I live in DC. I was invited to join this group by Kelly. I'm also a registered dietitian and I am a Christian. I'm involved in a network of churches here in DC called National Community Church. And I would love to think about ways to potentially bring a program like this down to the DC area. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you all.
Thank you. And I have Diana and then Vera.
Hello, everybody. My name is Diana. Diana Guzman. I am from the Bronx. I am a Catholic. I am part of Sacred Heart Church in the South Bronx. I'm also a catechist there. I was invited by Vera Galeas, who's the director of our religious program at Sacred Heart. And I also work with Vera on our organization, nonprofit Families Today, in which we help our community, especially our families, Hispanic families and the youth, get resources and get educated in school and also in healthy eating. So I'm very excited and grateful to be joining this class so that way I can share what I've learned here with our community and our youth. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Vera Galeas, and Diana actually gave the intro for the two of us, but I'm very, very excited. Kelly and I have worked together in a couple of things, and this is actually superly important. Just the thought of mindful eating and faithfulness and prayer and eating, it's a new concept for a lot of our people. So I'm very interested, like Diana said, to learn as much as we can so we could pass it on to all our families. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Helena and then Lisa Wright.
Hi, my name is Helena. I'm from the Church of God of Prophecy. I was invited to the program by Sister Jenkins. And you know, we are trying to eat better in our church, and Sister Jane is the cook in our church. And you know, this is interesting that when our church open back, maybe, you know, we will have better meals for the community and for our church. But we are, food is concerned, we have Sister Jane have been doing a very good job in eating healthy in our church. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa Wright. I'm a member of St. Augustine Presbyterian Church in the Bronx. It's located at 838 East 165th Street. I came here through Bronx Health Reach. I'm always interested in healthy eating. I was raised my mother and father, they believed in healthy eating. We didn't have junk foods. Most of the food we ate was from scratch. Of course, as you grow older, you sometimes get away from that. And then the culture gets us, distracts us in a lot of ways. But I did keep a lot of those traditions throughout the years. And this past year was a rude awakening in terms of the lack of access to healthy foods at this community. I'm born and raised, and I've lived all my life in the South Bronx, and it's just a disaster here in terms of what people have access to. And I would like to learn how to address that in this course. Thank you.
Thank you. Celeste Kelly and then Sharon Simons. Sharon, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, good evening. My name is Sharon Simmons. I'm a case manager, social service coordinator with Word of Life International. And I was invited by Kelly, and I would like to develop a better relationship with food. With this lockdown, I have gained 300 pounds, but I made a conscious decision to look at food a little differently. And I brought myself a slow cooker, and for the past 3 months, I've been working with that slow cooker, and I took 31 pounds off. So I'm here to learn and develop a better relationship with food, so I can share the knowledge and wealth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Curtis. I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm really excited to be here with you all. I am starting off on my culinary journey, and so I'm trying to insert myself in as many culinary conversations as possible. And so thank you for having me. I'm also really excited to help kind of weave through how we are in a culinary space and also thinking about beloved community. So thank you.
Thank you. Celeste, is this a good moment?
Okay. So I am Celeste Kelly, and I am the founder and executive director of Neon Hearts organization. We're a youth development agency. Excuse me, I have a little cold, so please forgive me if I have a little cackle in the phone. But I wholeheartedly believe in food as medicine, as an approach to healing yourself and improving your life overall. I'm really invested in the health as wealth kind of lifestyle. And I wanted to be able to bring some, how do I explain? So I had diabetes for a long time, and I was able to reverse it and cure myself just with eating. And I didn't know that was possible before that. And so it kind of put me on this path. So I wanted a way to kind of understand that process on purpose and be able to stay in this lifestyle mindfully, intentionally. You know what I mean?
That's great. Thank you so much. Father David?
Sorry, everyone. I'm multitasking here. I'm in the middle of a Cub Scout and Boy Scout meeting down here in the cafeteria. So it's delighted that you're all with us. Again, I've been the pastor here since 2015, and we're certainly an active and vibrant community, and we're so glad that you're here.
Thank you. So we're ending with some of the folks who've been helping to co-design this process and who are leading it. So Sylvia and most of you know Kelly and Bob. So just in that order. Sylvia, would you like to just introduce yourself?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. This is Sylvia. Currently, I'm a master's student of NYU, and this is my first work experience in nutrition field in USA. Before that, I worked in developing country. So this is completely a changed platform for me, and it's really very great opportunity for me to work with diverse people. And I think I will learn a lot about it. And thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, Kelly Moulton. It's great to be with you all tonight. I'm excited that you all have joined. I work at Bronx Health Reach, and I've also been working with Bob Pezzolesi to start the Interfaith Public Health Network. And I feel this mindful eating for the beloved community is just it's a blending of the different worlds that I like to talk about together in terms of food and nutrition and food justice and public health, and how our faith teaches us to live in the world. I affiliate with the Franciscan Catholic tradition, but also really appreciate the ecumenical interfaith conversation. And so, yeah, I'm glad to be with you. I'm excited to see what our conversations can look like in terms of connecting the dots between mindful eating and food systems changes and building the beloved community. So excited to be with you all.
And I'm sure, as you will not be surprised, without Kelly, this program would not be happening. So much appreciation to Kelly for all of her work behind the scenes to make this possible.
Here to that. And good evening, folks. My name is Bob Pezzolesi, and I'm a co-convener of the Interfaith Public Health Network with Kelly. I'm one of the program instructors for the project here, and my focus will be on food systems, food policy, and what we call the commercial determinants of health, which we'll be learning about in a few weeks. And don't worry, you won't have to learn how to spell my last name in order to get your course certificate, because I didn't learn how to spell it until I was 22, was my joke. I'll also add that I'm a provisional candidate for home missioner in the United Methodist Church. And I'm really excited in this project to see the integration, which we're already seeing in the conversation tonight, between the personal, the communal, the societal, and the spiritual.
Thank you, Bob. So, Chef Alex, do you want to add anything more about where we're going next from here?
Sure. So what I guess this is really a beautiful moment that we can recognize all the the knowledgeable spirits in this coursework. So I'm really super excited about just moving this convening over the next few months. And so I think this is a worthy investment and return on investment, and looking forward to the impact that it can have in the community. Over the course, to Bob's point, is that we're going to be covering a lot of different spaces and places that really look at from a systems perspective. I think it's really important that we get an overarching understanding of what the problem is and what the barriers to solving those problems are. I think that looking at mindful eating for the beloved community, to Kelly's point, are some really key components. I'm a chef, so I'll say ingredients to forming a recipe, which I would call it, if I had to coin a phrase, a healthy social chowder. How about that? Everyone's had a chowder before, right? And now each ingredient, although it's part of the whole bowl of this delicious chowder, it stands on its own. So, exploring mindfulness, exploring mindful eating, understanding that a clear differential is affordability, really being able to address the stigmas that are connected to eating healthy. You'll see that clearly defined in the food segments in a very simple way, where actually the whole family can actually participate in most of those recipes. They're low adult supervision. And again, affordability in mind. Everyone's very almost cautious to eat healthy because of the, I think the marketing, which is really relevant and impactful, that you can only eat, food that that's bad for you because it's cheap and there's nothing good that you can actually buy. But we're going to prove that theory wrong by just doing some things you can get from the dollar store. The other thing is that Bob's piece of commercial determinants of health really looks at, understanding how if we're not aware, we will be a victim of the system and not a survivor of the system in terms of health equity. And that's something that we need to tune into as well. And I think overall, as we walk through these building blocks and we walk through the reading materials, by now most of you should have, I did it myself, received, or picked up a Mindful Eating Beloved community book that really is the core construct that was created 4 years ago around narratives, right? Everyone has a story to tell. And where that story ends is up to the individual, family, and community. And yes, you can change the narrative, right? A lot of people that, really don't understand that remain victim to a very powerful system that is not set up to serve you in the first place. So we need to understand how the system operates if we're going to have a strategy to defeat or at least be able to navigate through the system. And then lastly, I think we're very intentional about the other, discussion sessions and the contemplative pieces of where we just need to sit and think about not just the problem, but the barrier to the solutions and the solutions. Think of it as 3 separate buckets. So that'll set, I'm excited. This is the first program of this kind in America. So I'm very kind of happy about that. And I think it could be something that can be moved from a health equity transactional position to a transformational situation. And that's the outcome. The outcome that we're looking for is that this really is transformational on the individual, family, and the community level. How's that, Sarah?
Oh, that sounds so good. Doesn't that sound good, guys? Yes, that sounds really good. I see a lot of nodding heads. When I was listening to everyone, Alex, like when I was listening, people were going around, I was listening when people were sharing, and I just got this image. I just was really struck by how many people said that their parents and grandparents taught them how to cook well. They taught them how to eat well, or they ate from scratch, or they ate good food, or they knew where to get good food. And today, that's not, or they grew it themselves. They grew it in they grew it, in the backyard or on the corner or in the balcony. And, like now that's, you walk down our streets and that is not true. And people don't know where to go. They don't grow it themselves. And they don't even know what it is sometimes. And so to some extent, what we're doing here is not, on the one hand, this is a new program and our team, this is our first time doing this. This is your first time participating. There's going to probably be a lot of bumps and a lot of things that aren't going to be quite perfect. So we ask for your patience. And on the other hand, we're working with something that's really old and it's something that our ancestors knew. Mm. And it's something that all of us, from no matter where we come from, we have ancestors who knew how to eat well and how to cook well and how to do so, how to, like it's in our knowledge as people, and that we can bring back that. So it's both very old and very new. And that is where we are right now, which is a real blessing. Our first part of this course is going to be kind of delving into the mindfulness and the contemplative aspects in nutrition and food recipes. And we're going to be starting with that in our next class, which is going to be in 2 weeks from now. The assignment for this particular, for the next class, please do get yourself a journal. We're going to be inviting a lot of journaling exercises. And to start, we have assigned 2 chapters for this next class. It's relatively simple. Like we're starting kind of a little bit slow, get everyone engaged. And there'll be kind of more activities and more work and more recipes as we go further ahead. So as we keep going, we're going to have more. And the assignments will be released to you on the Ruzuku. So you'll get an email from the Ruzuku on Friday with the next assignment. So like not tonight, but on Friday, you'll get an email, which will give you the next assignment. Please save your Rizuku password so you can get into the webpage. If you have any technical problems, contact Kelly or Bob or myself. And we'll be starting with cooking demonstrations in the next class, which is going to have the mindful eating. Is that correct, Alex?
Yes, it will.
So we're kind of going to be starting with the personal contemplative nutrition and then moving into the social and policy shifts and the ways in which we can change, and then finally kind of ending with collective action steps. So it kind of has a progression. Both the mindfulness and the nutrition and the food recipes will be throughout. Even as we go into the social and the collective, we're not going to be forgetting the individual and the recipes. So you'll be learning recipes throughout this course. And this is also going to be a chance for us to gather recipes. And so as part of this, we're looking forward to gathering recipes together. Bob or Kelly or Sylvia, is there anything else that you guys want to add?
Next time is St. Patrick's Day that we meet. St. Patrick's Day is a very traditional food day.
There's so many great food days. It's so great this is happening during Easter and Lent and Ramadan and Passover all happening during this course. So we're hoping to kind of bring in how we are working with these faith high holidays into how we're talking about this program, because high holidays and food can be both an opportunity to really have great food, and it can be an opportunity to have food comas that people don't wake up from for a few days. So we're going to see if we can like have greater alertness as part of our holiday celebration. So yeah, Kelly and Bob and Sylvia, is there anything else that you guys, or Alex, anything else that we want to make sure we add before ending?
I'll just add that we're going to be building up a lot of resources on the Rizuku site, and we'll be gathering them as we go along. And Sylvia is doing a lot of work on that with, ranging from, academic papers for people that are interested in that side of it, but also some great practical resources, lots of YouTube videos, trying to get a lot of the shorter videos because we know people are busy. So if there's quick introductions to certain issues that we want to explore and you just have 5-10 minutes to watch something that gives you the gist of it, we'll have those too. But if there's anything that people are particularly wanting more of, let us know and we'll try to get those resources on that Rizuku site.
Yeah, and I'll just add, please ask questions. There's no, please consider this a safe space and a very intentional space that we respect everyone's views. There's no judgment. We want to make sure that that's very clear in mindfulness, that judgment is suspended. And, we use the chat feature and ask questions. There's no wrong question or bad question. We do want to really try to take as deep of a dive as we can in this program. And also, because it's interfaith, understand different perspectives. I think it's really, really super important that there is no one right perspective. And if we are able to build a collective, we need to respect and understand, those are the bridges, each other's perspectives respectfully. And so that is a trick. That sometimes is a barrier, but I want to be really intentional about the fact that this is a safe space, and we will honor, the principles of a safe space. And so feel free to ask the question. And of course, if you feel uncomfortable, by all means, let us know. That's also a principle of a safe space as well. Since we want to do some deep dive around talking about the barriers that have existed for too long. And so I think the rest of the team can concur that that's going to be one strong element of this process, that will also have a healing element, to be able to express yourself in a safe space doesn't exist too often. And so we want to take advantage of of that circle, that wisdom circle, learning circle, and feel make everyone feel that they're in a safe space to express themselves.
And I'll just add that this is, remember, this is about both the personal transformation as well as the community transformation. So we really want to, encourage the thinking between those, different components, and as has been said, don't hesitate to ask any questions. I'm a dietitian. We have Sylvia as a nutrition intern who will be supporting this program as well. We're happy to meet if there's questions that you want answered in between the sessions, definitely reach out to us. As a reminder, I think most of you have done these, but if you haven't yet, there is a waiver as well as the pre-survey. So if you haven't filled those out, please do so as soon as possible. And also as a reminder, we did space this out. So it wasn't going to be every single week for 9 weeks, but we wanted to meet every other week, to give a little bit of a break in between. So if you forget which are the weeks that we're meeting, it's all in the Zoom invite. It tells you which days that we're going to be meeting. So, like Father David said, the next one's going to be St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th. So 2 weeks from today. Yeah, I think that's what I have to say.
And I agree with Kelly, because from today, we will think differently. I think everyone will think differently. Like food is now a new term to you. How you was thinking up to today, that will be changed. And after the session, we will think differently. So question is very normal. Whenever you have a question, just note it and just send it to us. And we are here to help you. And whatever you have a different terminology, which is not understandable, please come to us. Thank you.
Alex used the phrase wisdom circle. And when I listen to you guys speak, I know that that is part of what this is. So for all of the, I want to end us on time tonight. So I'm just going to end with a quick moment of thanksgiving to all of the pathways that brought you here. Some of which may have been painful, some of which may have been joyful. To all the struggles with food, and to all the struggles with the system that brings us the struggles with food. All of those have helped to bring us here. And so we give thanks and we give gratitude to each other and to the Holy One that brings us closer to one another and to ourselves, and to the opportunity to live more fully in love, and to move ourselves as part of the beloved community. So thank you, and many blessings to you as you go through your weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
It's great.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Good night.
Good evening.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Good night.